So, hello, I'm Agent Ape, and today we have two special guests. We have Sith.
Hey!
We have MariettaRC.
Hello!
So, today we're going to talk about theories. We have to announce the fan art of the week, as always, even though we've only done this once before. And, there's some new information about the mailbag as well, and we actually got some submissions to the last mailbag, so...
Ooh, that's exciting.
Ooh!
But we got one that was,
Awesome.
like, kind of off-topic, and then one that was pretty good, so... I guess we'll start...
Which one do we want to start with?
Let's go with the pretty good one first, actually, if we can.
Okay, yeah.
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 So, from Dem Saturns...
Oh, I know that guy.
I used to go hunting around the history of the site and would find some interesting things. While these theories aren't mine, especially one of note, I thought they were cool and worth sharing nonetheless. And then it's a link to the old theories, the old theories feature from the site, which I'm hoping we're going to bring back, but it's the one about Ness's dad.
Oh.
While I'm not sure if any of these people are still active, I remember this particularly making my day, and I hope it's enjoyed by the members of the podcast. If from now on sharing's to be not mine and not shared, that's cool. No, you can share whatever. I'll read it. I mean, I have a PM box for a reason.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I'd even be happy if they were appreciated and taken, but not go toward anything such as the Avatar. I'm more interested in sharing the interesting things, whether it be mine, the site's history, or someone else. The thing with theories is the old theories feature died. I'd like to see that brought back, and there are actually plans in the staff chat to bring that back, possibly. Maybe.
Yeah. Here's the thing about theories. I was not around on the site when theories were a thing, so I have no idea how theories work. out of all three of us, I'm the newest person here. So I would like to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see it brought back just because I've never seen it before.
How theories worked, there was a prompt, and everyone had to respond to the prompt.
Yeah.
And everyone who got 5 would win an Octo Badge, and 7 would win a dancing Octo Badge? Or no,
Yeah.
5 would win
Wasn't it a breakdancing Octo Badge?
Yes, and it was fantastic.
I think the theories feature is probably it's actually what got me to join the site, really. At the time, it was Bozo running it, and then it got passed on to J Spade, but then it died. So hopefully we can bring that back soon. So the other submission was from PK Fuzzy Pickles, which
Oh, good. I'm excited now.
If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish? And even though it's off topic, we'll answer it anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Okay, is this going off standard genie rules? No asking for more wishes, can't make somebody fall in love with you.
This is going by Diddy Kong Racing genie rules. So you can ask for power-ups for your car, and
I don't own a car, so that's kind of moot for me.
Power-ups for your airplane?
Yes, that's perfectly plausible.
Alright, I'd definitely upgrade the hovercraft because it's such a hard thing to control.
Goodness. I mean, I think going off of, Aladdin genie rules, I'd have to say that I'd wish for, telekinesis, so the idea to put a force on objects where there's no, there's nothing creating that force.
I think, telekinesis would be pretty cool.
That's by far the best superpower in the sense that you can fly and you can do a bunch of other stuff that other superpowers can normally let you do.
That's true.
I'd ask to get someone to edit the podcast for me every time.
Well, why don't we hire someone?
$10.
That's an option.
If you want to pay out of pocket $10, be my guest. I have a feeling that the administration would not be into that.
Yeah, I know. My wishes would be kind of, generic, I guess. I guess the only impossible wish I'd make is the power to teleport, or at least the power to fly. Because I'm lazy, and I want to get to places without putting effort into it.
I'd want to be ripped. Like, muscles on top of muscles. You know?
Well, you're already ripped. You're just, like,
Swole
your build is in such a way that, like, it doesn't look it.
Oh.
You've got a six-pack. I've seen it. So don't even... I'm sitting over here eating goldfish, just, like, crying on the couch. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also,
so wish granted, I guess.
And I guess I think we've only made one wish, maybe two wishes. But being real for a moment, I would also just wish for like a cure for most major diseases because I'm just sick of this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known things have been bad for you for a while, so.
Yeah. Just it had to be real for a second. What would your third wish be?
I'd wish to be Batman.
That's an amazing wish. I don't think anything can top that.
Would you wish to be Bruce Wayne so you can be Batman, or do you just wish to be Batman?
I want to be I want to be like... I want to have all of the attributes of Batman.
He doesn't want to cry all the time about losing his parents and have a butler. He just wants to be Batman.
Yeah. Well, it's like you flash the ape signal.
He wants to be Ape-Man. There you go.
Well, I mean, in a way, Batman losing his parents is sort of like what made him what he was, right? Like, that's what gave him the passion and the drive to go stop crime.
The passion to be all dark and brooding.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to be dark and brooding. I'm sad about stuff.
Wish granted. Just play some Shadow the Hedgehog and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, you'll have all the edge covered there.
You could cut steel with that edge. Okay, so I've wished for telekinesis. I would probably also wish for pyrokinesis so I can light things on fire. Just because that's...
I think that'd be helpful if you wanted to make dinner. Like, nice for making soup. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I would just go somewhere secluded and just burn things just for fun, though.
That's like the tropical freeze of superpowers, except it's really hot.
It's like the opposite of tropical freeze, simply because it's so hot.
Tropical burn.
Freezer burn.
The next rare game, tropical burn.
If only.
Yeah. And then probably be able to apparate things to light on fire.
So you want not only the ability to lift things up and set them on fire, but you want the ability to just call them to you at will.
So that I can light them on fire and pick them up, yes.
So, basically, you want to cause destruction without getting in trouble for it.
Maybe.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I'm not gonna lie about it. I mean, like, people have seen Castle of Madness. They know me.
I'm a little concerned.
That's okay. What is your third wish then, Karen? Marietta?
My wish would be... Honestly, I would wish for just getting money without having to work.
Yeah, that's a pretty good wish.
That's actually a really good wish, and I'm sad I didn't think about that.
I want Donkey Kong Country. That's all I ever want.
That's How many copies of Donkey Kong Country do you want?
I want to be able to build a fort out of Donkey Kong Country. So I can call it... I can call it Donkey...
Of course you do!
I want to call it Donkey Kong Land. And you can go to live in Donkey Kong Land.
Oh, man. You just have your, Game of Thrones style throne.
Oh, of course.
Just wish for enough carts to make a country out of them.
Or a space station. I'm
surprised people hadn't asked for this wish with EarthBound carts, because fake carts are everywhere. Did you see that someone actually made a urinal out of fake EarthBound carts?
Really?
No, I haven't seen that.
That is incredible.
Yes, I'm going to look for it while you guys talk.
If you want the link,
I'm gonna post it in the podcast thread.
Yeah, do it. Because, oh my gosh. That is that's the only thing that fake EarthBound carts can be used for, I think.
Exactly. I found it!
Oh, you found it?
Link
it to me, please.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Those are all fake EarthBound carts.
This is the best thing I've ever seen.
I'll link this in the post.
Oh man.
I'm going to thank Tomato for this because he found it first and I found it for him.
Oh, that is so good. There was also oh man, we did a
That's the fan art of the week, actually.
Oh.
Well, we don't know who made it.
Anonymous. Give them a badge.
There is we were doing the panel at MagFest on bootlegs, counterfeits, and lies, and we definitely saw our share of fake cartridges of things. Just in general. We found a Mother 25th anniversary cart.
Oh my god, of course. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's Dragon spent so much time working on that, and people are selling it now.
Yeah, people did the same thing with the Mother 3 fan translation, too.
Yeah, we found one of those, too. It was... it was some of them were next to, Sonic.exe for Sega Genesis. So it's not
Oh my gosh!
But there was also, Wilford Brimley Battle and stuff like that. They were just, they're not even games.
Are you saying you wouldn't play Wilford Brimley Battle?
No. Because I would. I just wouldn't pay money for it.
I would. I would buy a Wilford Brimley game.
I'm probably the only one in this room who does not know what Wilford Brimley is.
It's worth a Google. Wilford Brimley.
Let me tell you about good natural Quaker oats.
Yeah, he's an actor. He was in some movies in the 80s.
He got old and became
the
Quaker Oats spokesperson.
Wait, what?
Oh, I see. He's an old guy. Okay, gotcha.
That's all you need to know. He's an old guy.
Well, this is the result I got from Google, and I think it works. It answers all my questions.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There's this Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah, I'll link that in the thread. Actually, that'll be our title card, I think.
Just Wilford Brimley.
Of course.
Okay, so are we going to talk about Wilford Brimley for the rest of the podcast?
Fan art of the week! Fan art of the week!
We gotta do fan art of the week.
There we go!
The fan art of the week winner is With a Hint of Lemon.
Yay!
Wait, you had a kazoo too?
Yes! I, in fact, have a kazoo.
Can we just get a billion kazoo jingles and just have them ready?
Just we're gonna have you record some stuff after the stream, after the podcast.
Sure.
So
a duet with Boots.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome.
But yes, congratulations to With Hint of Lemon and her Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the gelatin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it because...
Lucas eating Jell-O. It's adorable.
Yeah, it's really nice looking. It's very clean, too. Like, the colors are simple, but, like...
The lines are really smooth.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't draw like this. Good job.
Yeah.
I've been trying to practice my lines to be like that, but a little thicker, I guess. But I don't know. That's just the art style thing I'm trying to figure out. But she's a very good inspiration.
Yeah. I found out, and this may or may not be cheating, I just recently, actually like a couple hours ago, found a plugin for Photoshop and other stuff, like other softwares, that basically smooths out your lines. It's really nice.
I just use, well, I don't use Photoshop. I don't know how to use Photoshop beyond, like, small animated, like, GIFs, because I make a lot of badges. But, I use Paint Tool Psy for my art, and the stabilizer is my best friend.
I think it works for Psy,
my
too,
lines
actually.
look so nice.
I think it works for Psy. I think it's called Lazy Nezumi.
That's an appropriate name.
Yeah. Anyways, it's really cool.
I'm gonna name my kid that. Someday. Lazy Nezumi.
Yeah, I've been pretty confident in my lines, though, so I'm good with simply using a stabilizer. My weakness is in coloring. That's what I need to get better at.
My weakness is in drawing. That's why I don't do it.
I'm good at drawing in Windows. I can do
Like you're good in drawing in the operating system Windows?
No, I mean, I was talking more like car windows.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah, so that was...
A nice new avatar you got there, Andrew. No, I just started laughing because I actually remember the avatar, and it makes no sense until I ask for the context.
Oh, yeah, no. Agent Ape's avatar is a drawing that I did in, actually, Steve Sezzi's car window as we were driving home from a day of MagFest. I just drew a picture of Diddy Kong and then put his name next to it, and suddenly it was his avatar.
And it's probably the best avatar on the entire site.
Props to Dipper as well for resizing it and adjusting brightness while we were in the car.
Yeah, I was ready to use it the second we got home.
Yeah.
And
why didn't that win fan art of the week?
Because it's not EarthBound.
Yeah, it's not EarthBound themed.
But EarthBound has monkeys.
EarthBound does have monkeys, but not ones with hats.
We'll save it for next MagFest.
Yeah.
But yes, keep drawing fan art for us, guys.
Yep, the only reason fan art of the week works
chosen.
because we get submissions. So.
Yeah. And fan art's really fun. I go and look at the fan art as much as I possibly can because it's, oh my goodness. Like
I vow to draw more fan art.
Yeah, I don't post stuff to the art. Like, I don't post stuff on the forums, and I don't know why I don't post stuff. Other than my bad fan fiction.
Go post stuff right now.
Go put, what, like art?
Yeah.
I'm currently, the microphone that I'm using uses the same cable that I use for my tablet, so I can't actually draw art unless I use a mouse.
No, this has to be the most professional podcast ever, so we can't be focusing on any of the subject matter.
I should probably draw something other than Undertale, since that's all I've been drawing for the past few months.
Yeah, you've been drawing really good Undertale fan art, so there's that.
Just give the newly created Undertale badge to me. I deserve all of them. No, I don't. Don't actually do that.
I think we should just give 20 badges to every user that listens to this. But they gotta know like the secret code.
Well, you know what? How about I type a secret code in... I'll type the code.
You gotta write it in MS Paint.
Oh, well, I could, but I typed it already. If anyone ever figures it out, we're not going to tell anyone. If anyone ever figures it out, then I will at least give you a badge.
The hint is that we already said it once. And we don't even know it.
Yeah. So, other than that.
Yeah, so send what you think the password is to Sith. And
yeah, just bombard me with PMs about it.
Yes.
That'll be good.
I want 30 PMs.
I know it.
Although, all three of us are exempt because we know what it is.
Aww.
Yeah, I know.
You're no fun.
Sorry.
That's one of my 3 wishes is to know what the password is so I can get a badge.
Okay, there is one thing I want to bring up in terms of the subject of this podcast. There are a lot of people who confuse theories with headcanons.
Yes.
And so I want to talk about the difference between those two. There is a very clear difference.
Yes, that is true.
This confusion also happens with, I know in the past, there have been complaints about, mods won't let us talk about headcanons. But the problem also is that even they, including we, confuse theories with headcanons. And so when people talk about headcanons, they get confused with theories, and they're like, oh, this is a dumb theory, we're gonna lock it. The problem is that they're not talking about theories in this case. So there's a lot of miscommunication in terms of what their topic is, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I think how I see it, the difference is one of them is something you believe is sort of already true, and one of them is just kind of an idea you had.
Yeah, I actually asked some peeps on Twitter about the difference between theories and headcanons, and their answer is basically, well, a theory is a sort of connection you might have that has some sort of substantial proof attached to it. It may not necessarily be proven in the game, but there are things in the game, some elements in the game that may point to that theory.
Yeah.
And so that's where a theory comes from. Meanwhile, a headcanon has no proof whatsoever, and is not necessarily something that has to be true in the game. It's just a personal idea that, you think is fun to think about.
It's just like a feeling.
Yeah, it's not something that you tell other people, oh, this is absolutely true.
Yeah.
No, a headcanon is essentially that. Canon in your head only.
Yep, for sure. I definitely have a lot of headcanons about stuff. So do I. I'm definitely less on theories for me than headcanons. And that's just my personal
I'm definitely more of a headcanon person, too.
Although I like, when there are prompts, I like to come up with the most ridiculous theory that I possibly can. That was back when Bozo was running theories, not just on the site, but also would occasionally run theories through Radio PSI. And yeah, you'd come up with theories, and then as part of the radio show, and then we'd send in things. And so I would always make them movie themed. That was my favorite, was taking a plot of a movie and then seaming it into a theory.
Oh god, that sounds fun.
I just remember when I was participating in theories, it was mostly just a bunch of in-jokes, and I don't know why any of them won, because it was basically just what a few people on Skype thought was funny at the time. The bass fishing hottie buns.
Which is currently Sith's avatar.
I think I wrote a theory about that, and it was it won for some reason. I think that was the one that won. And it's nobody would get that except 2 people. So they might have just thought it was weird, but I think that's the thing with these sort of contest things is it's sort of subjective to the judge.
He's back.
And this
We were just talking about hottie buns.
Oh, Hottie Buns is great. Oh man, I keep forgetting that is my icon.
Yeah.
Skype.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was about because I wasn't around with that whole thing, so I had to ask for context, and now that I know, I absolutely love it.
Oh man, that's
So should we explain to the listeners what Hottie Buns is?
yes,
Yes.
yes, please.
So in Etoy, who made EarthBound, also made a bass fishing game where you can join the Bass Anglers Club or whatever.
Yeah.
And Hottie Buns was the receptionist lady? I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. But she helped you join the club. And since we didn't know what she was saying, we just kind of made it up.
Yeah.
That is
Although-
absolutely beautiful.
Although Hottie Buns is by far the best possible name. Although it's literally just a picture of a person.
Yeah, it's
that
like a
has
photo.
been
It's like a photorealistic
run
picture.
through. Yeah, so it's got the Super Nintendo quality like pixelation, but it looks like it's just a picture of
It's just some
an
lady's
actual
face.
person.
Yeah. And so,
My headcanon is that her name is actually Hottie Buns.
well, I theorize that. No. I think that's my favorite sight in joke because it's only funny to like 10 people.
Yeah, well, because there were like that was an event that was very small.
I wrote
April
like 5
Fool's
fan
jokes.
fictions for that event in like a span of a single day.
What there was also the as sort of like ridiculous hype to the Mother 25th anniversary fan fest that we did. There was the Shigesato Itoi's #1 bass fishing fan fest that we actually had Steve Sezzi and Q Pringle doing a stream. And so they were playing the game at first, and then it turned into Mega Man and bass.
Oh my god.
So that's if you ever see some bass badges. I actually gave out bass from Mega Man as a badge instead of a fish related badge.
Nice.
#1 bass
Oh,
fishing.
man.
Isn't it pronounced bass?
It is pronounced bass unless it's
Unless it's a
bass,
guitar.
the instrument.
Unless it's a bass. Then it's a bass. If it's a bass, it's a bass. Wait, no.
That's
not how
that's
it works.
pretty based if I do say so myself.
So, have we started talking about theories yet, or are we on headcanons right now?
Well, we're
Well,
40 minutes in and
'Cause-
we haven't talked about anything. So,
Let's talk about headcanons. Let's start with you. What is your favorite headcanon for EarthBound? Or I guess just Mother series in general. If you go game for game, or I don't know.
I think that Nintendo is Ness's dad.
Nintendo is Ness's dad.
oh wait, hold
Is your
on.
headcanon?
You say that as a headcanon, but not as a theory.
Oh, I see. Now
There's a difference.
it's almost as if I intentionally invoked this response to demonstrate what a theory and a headcanon were.
And it's working. I'm trying to make this clear to the
Yeah.
listener that you're not saying this as a theory because it will still be confused.
I think I like the idea that like Nintendo's dad is more involved in the story than the player wants to know. Because at the end of the game, I mean, even at the beginning of the game, he's sort of like implied to like immediately knows what's up. He immediately knows about the diary. So you never know like what he knows. So I think he has like some sort of insight that the player doesn't.
Yeah.
I've actually never thought of that. That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I was always like really interested in what the dad went through because there was no discussion on that at all, but it was obvious that he knew something. Just because hopefully I'm not cutting out too much. But
no, you're
hopefully
good now.
like yeah, but it's like I mean the book obviously was passed down and the dad knew to go get the book and like I mean, there's obviously, like, some sort of thread there.
Yeah, he... Like, as soon as he found out that there's some paranormal stuff going on, his first instinct is to tell Nintendo, well, maybe Great-Grandfather's Diary knows something. We could check that out. And it's like, well, normally you wouldn't look to your great-grandparents' past for something like that unless you already knew something. So that's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things with Mother 1 that they never really elaborate on Nintendo's family like at all.
Yeah.
I guess like maybe the encyclopedia might know a little bit more, but I'm not sure.
I mean, they don't go into like backstory.
We know. Well, was it Mother 1 or Mother 2 that his dad was a hamburger person?
That's Mother 2, I believe.
So what did Nintendo's dad do?
I have no idea. That's where people can have all the headcanons they want.
So if you want to submit to there's a mailbag that
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us what you think Nintendo's dad works as. What is your what do you imagine?
My headcanon is that Nintendo's dad is a pastry chef, and there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise.
Well, that's what headcanons are for. You can't say no. Can't say no to a headcanon.
Yeah. And then Mother 3. How about Mother 3?
Ooh, I've got quite a few headcanons for that.
Good, because I don't.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm not biased whatsoever, except I am, because Mother 3 is my favorite game.
Yeah, I'm definitely... I think my favorite game has to be EarthBound Beginnings, and I'm one of those oddballs that, like... I know that a lot of people don't like that game nearly as much as the other ones, but...
I know quite a few people who would completely say otherwise, and I'm hoping they are listening to this podcast because they would appreciate that. One of my headcanons in terms of Mother 1, I've mentioned this before in the past, but I like to imagine that Nintendo likes to do parkour to impress his friends, but he keeps injuring himself because he doesn't work.
And how do you arrive at that?
It's just a random thing. I like to it's just one of those things where you picture how a character's personality is because the game leaves them at a clean slate. There is absolutely nothing talking about their personality, and so you fill in those blanks.
My headcanon is that Nintendo...
That's where my headcanons come from.
Nintendo is an alcoholic. Because at the live house... Oh wait, that's a theory now, see? Because that has support.
Oh, no. Keep going.
So at the live house, Nintendo can get a beer from a lady, and everything's perfectly fine, and then the police come in and see that he's underage drinking and take him to jail. So I think...
Oh, but you see, here's the thing. That can still be a headcanon because you can choose not to do that. That's up to you.
Ooh.
So I think Nintendo...
You see how I turned that around on you?
Well, my headcanon is that that's not a first-time occurrence. And Nintendo has problems.
And that's completely plausible. I mean, by plausible, I mean, yes, you can treat that as a headcanon. That is what a headcanon is. You're doing it right.
I'm glad I'm fully understanding this. So, if I want to believe Nintendo's an alcoholic, and and I can push that theory or that headcanon, right, on everyone else.
No, that's no. Turn it around. You're doing it all wrong now.
I'm crying.
Do you think Nintendo's an alcoholic? Do you agree with my headcanon?
No.
Can you deny it?
I don't.
I'm willing to hop aboard this crazy train.
Say no to drugs, kids.
Okay, though, that brings up another thing, though. A thing that people actually do is that people like to turn down others' headcanons because they treat them as canon.
Yeah, that is a problem.
That is an actual problem, yeah.
Okay, but Nintendo's totally an alcoholic.
What did we just tell you?
Okay, so then Marietta, how about you for your headcanons? Some of your headcanons. At least for because I know you're much more in tune with Mother 3 than I am for sure. What is a Mother 3 headcanon you have?
Okay. I have a headcanon. Basically, my headcanons in terms of Kumatora, there are a lot of people who like to think that because she's a tomboy, she has pink hair, and, she acts the way she does. People like to say that she's gay. But my personal headcanon is that she just doesn't care. She just doesn't care about how people perceive her, or she's just whoever. How do I put it? It's kind of hard to explain in words. But when people think that she is who she's not, she just doesn't care. She's like, all right, sure, whatever you say, and she just goes on with her life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know.
Yeah, so it's basically how I perceive her character, like her personality, and that's my own headcanon for how she is.
I know, Itoi, he made specific effort to call attention to the fact that she was sort of manly, which is why I think things like that are something that people probably debate time and time again. And it's there's no real way to. That's why it's still a headcanon. It's not something that you can just have a definite. Oh yeah, she is. It's just one of those things where there's never an answer for it, and that's why it'll stay.
I want to go into my reasons for that headcanon of mine, because, as we all know, she was raised by the Magypsies. And the Magypsies perceive themselves as... They just perceive themselves as, they're not men, they're not women, they appear to dress as women, but a lot of people seem to see them as men. And, they present themselves just in a way that they feel comfortable. They don't do it in a sense of, oh, I want to be a woman, so I'm going to dress like a woman. No, they still just look and dress however they feel comfortable in. And they'd never correct anyone or tell anyone, I'd like to be known as this, or I'd like to be seen as that. No. They just don't care. And Kumatora was raised by people with that kind of mindset. At one point, I'm going very deep into this, I know.
Yeah.
But at one point, somebody mistakes Kumatora for a guy by saying, and by referring to her with male pronouns, I think. And their mother says, no, I think that's a girl. And Kumatora never responds to it. And so I like to imagine that she just didn't care.
Yeah. That's starting to, it is still a headcanon. That is good to discern that is still a headcanon. But it is definitely a headcanon that is supported by the character's actions in game, which is really cool.
Yeah, and the thing with headcanons is that not everybody sees things the same way. So people don't have to agree with my headcanon by saying, oh, well, she didn't respond because you're the one who's playing as her. So it really depends on the person, and that's the point behind a headcanon.
Yeah. Yeah!
Yeah!
Now, theories, on the other hand, are 100% true, and you can push them on anybody, right?
Giygas is a fetus.
It's true.
Fetus theory.
He really is.
Fetus theory 101.
Ninten is Ness's dad, and Giygas is a fetus. And...
Yes, they rhyme. See, that's proof.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's supported in game because they rhyme, right? Is that how theories work?
Fetus rhyme. Have you ever seen the Reggie is Giygas video?
No, but I know about it.
Oh my goodness.
I've heard about it. I've not watched it, though.
It is probably just as ridiculous as, like, the theory and, like...
Ness is sans confirmed.
It's... Oh, goodness. Let's not even get started on that. Whew! Talk about headcanons that were accepted as fact.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I've not watched that video either, and I don't ever plan to.
I mean, it's like... I know... And this is like a lot of people received it being like, oh man, this is crazy. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, like, ugh, MatPat is... Come on, it's game theory. But I definitely think that, like, MatPat's approach to game theory is that he, a lot of times, will take an idea that he came up with, like, in a conversation with somebody, and then he'll, like, create the most ridiculous theory and then try to support it by evidence. And so I think on that end of the spectrum, like, in that way of thinking, I don't think it's super out of the question that video happened. But I think as far as, like, comparing games to other games is sort of a stretch.
Yeah. That's also what I think.
I mean, the Reggie is Giygas video is definitely worth a watch. I don't have a link to it right now, and I don't want to risk...
Post it in the thread.
I will post it in the thread, yep.
Post it in the thread.
Do it.
Also, I think it's also worth saying that while people see the Ninten equals Ness's dad as a theory, there are some people who have it as a headcanon as well.
Yeah.
Or not so much Ninten is Ness's dad, but basically a lot of people have the headcanon that the three protagonists, or four if you're counting Klaus, that they're all related. And that's actually fine to have for a headcanon. Not necessarily by, like, you know, Ninten doesn't have to be Ness's dad, but in some way, they could still be related. My personal headcanon is that they're just random kids. They have nothing to do with each other.
See, I can support...
I don't think Lucas and Klaus are related at all.
I can support Ninten being Ness's dad, because Ness's dad is never around, and Ninten is an awful alcoholic.
Yeah,
so
who makes bad life decisions.
Andrew, no!
This is a 10 out of 10 podcast.
Goodness. So, okay.
Oh, gosh.
So, Giygas's fetus theory is still my favorite theory in the world. But I've realized that it has not been talked about on the forums nearly as much as it used to, which makes me wonder if people have forgotten what it is.
Oh yeah, we should explain what that is, because people haven't heard of it before.
I mean, there could be newbies who haven't heard Giygas fetus theory, so we might as well take a shot at it.
I didn't think we would
I
didn't think we'd be talking about abortions in the second episode, but
I mean...
Oh, God. I'm out.
Well,
Cut me out of this podcast, I'm out.
Man. Basically, in short, Giygas fetus theory is the theory that Giygas, based on the in-game battle sprite as well as the final boss room with all the like weird-looking tubes and stuff, is supposed to symbolize a fetus, and that Ness killing the fetus is an abortion, and that because of that, abortions are okay or something. Is the I don't know. Like even on like it doesn't even matter what your political stance is on it at all. Like, that's a weird theory.
It's
but that theory
really bizarre.
I
did
know.
see. Sorry, go on.
Oh no! I mean, if you look at the sprite for like the battle sprite for Giygas, you can see what looks like a fetus in silhouette.
If you squint.
But
yeah, I did see that.
If you take,
I actually noticed that.
If you gouge your eyes out and then look at the sprite.
I did notice that though, and I just thought it was really freaky, but I also saw it as a coincidence, so I just saw it as a really freaky coincidence.
I always saw Giygas as a face. So
yeah, well, like
I think that's
like,
all
there
it was
definitely is
intended
the
to be.
face.
But also, I think it was Buck Fever who discovered this. But if you look at the silhouette a different way, you can see Geek's silhouette from Mother 1 instead of a fetus.
That is so cool to me. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot better than the fetus theory.
Yeah, we might have to post that in the thread too. We got a lot of things to post in the thread.
This is going to be, I mean, theories, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Wilford Brimley battle, right? But yeah, no, I've definitely included, like when I did the animation for Jeff's Greatest Adventure in Space, I added, when I had the ghost of Giygas, it was literally I traced an ultrasound in red, like on red brush, and then used the smudge tool a bunch.
I remember seeing that.
It's actually the Skype call that we're doing this podcast in. I actually set that as the call icon. Like,
oh my god, I see it now. I didn't notice that before.
And I will have you post that in the thread. We are professionals and we know what we're doing.
I mean, and I definitely have my own personal headcanons and theories as well, because I mean, as a verified fan fiction writer, I have to
verified.
Do you have to like get your badge like approved by the fan fiction administration?
Just have a little check mark next to your username.
I got for some, I don't know how this happened, but when I first wrote Jeff's Greatest Adventure in Xmas in 2012, I managed to get like second place in the writing contest for the Holiday Fun Fest. And so then Oh Boy actually, back when Oh Boy was one of the staffers on the writing section, actually reviewed my fan fiction. And it was the most incredible thing. It was like a dream come true that I got an actual like serious fan fiction reviewer to review my deliberately bad Half-Life Full Life Consequences inspired fan fiction.
That is beautiful.
It was good. But yeah, no, like I definitely ship Tony and Jeff to no end.
Oh, same here. Absolutely.
That's like my OTP for the Mother series for sure. In fact, in Jeff's Greatest Adventure in Time, which just finished not too long ago, shameless plug for a bad fan fiction. I actually did sort of like play that ship out, which is kind of ridiculous because it was not like it didn't have depth. I definitely my one of my other big headcanons for EarthBound is that Ninten's dad actually is just a phone.
That's a good headcanon. That is legitimately a good headcanon.
Ninten's or Ness's? Because you see Ninten's at the end of the game.
Oh, sorry. No, I meant Ness's.
He said mother.
Dad.
He said mother too, though.
I think I meant Ness. I think Ness's dad is just a phone, and I think that he actually.
Do you think Ness is like insane, and like he really projects a father onto a phone where one never was?
That's actually really sad. If you think about it, well, because I mean, Ness already gets so many comments there's so many comments in the game about how Ness is overweight, from other people that are making fun of him. It happens a lot, actually.
Yeah, I remember at the end of the game, someone says that Ness has lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. But there's also, in the bus station, someone calls him, I think pudgy is the word they use, or something like that.
One of the police actually calls him Fat Boy. Bring it on, Fat Boy.
Yeah. So there are a couple, jokes.
So, that's actually...
break down Ness's self-esteem.
That can border on actually being a theory that Ness is actually overweight.
Yeah, well, I think maybe... to a certain extent, I mean, it's obvious in the sprite work that Ness is more fit, I guess, than Pokey is.
Yeah,
just because
obviously.
Pokey, of course, is also named Porky. But I definitely feel like Ness got made fun of to a certain extent as a kid, because he's treated like garbage throughout the entire game by people in the just random NPCs will call him names or just make snarky comments.
That's actually really sad. Aww. I mean, I can see it. It's a good headcanon, but it's so sad. I feel it, Ness. I really feel it.
So yeah, that's the saddest of the headcanons for me.
For me, my saddest headcanon, and this is Mother 3 once again, is that after, all that stuff happened with, Lucas losing his mother and then losing his brother, and then, all this messed up stuff with the Chimeras started happening. You know, in Chapter 4, where he wakes up, his dad isn't around, I actually wrote a very short fan fiction about this, and I posted it for a prompt, but it never got read because one of the administrators stopped showing up. But, my headcanon is that Lucas became very jaded over time in regards to everything that's happened. So it's he went from being a shy little boy who cried a lot to just not being affected by a lot of stuff that's going on that's been messed up.
Yeah.
Because it's he's seen worse. This doesn't bother him.
Yeah.
And, he went from being, really scared to just being tired. That is my head. And it's like that until Tiny Tiny Island, where his fears actually, go up in his face.
Yeah, and there's the comic Memoria that used to run way, way back. If people haven't read Memoria, that's going to take some digging to put it in the thread, but I'd be willing to do the work.
I remember that comic, actually. I did see it. I have been meaning to read it, because it's apparently really good.
Lucas in that is so great. Because they had him as an adult. Because it's after the events of Mother 3, basically, is the way they do it. Where he's sleeping, and it's sort of this nightmare of Tane Tane Island, and it is honestly terrifying.
I am going to look for that comic and I'm going to read it. Because it
sounds
so good.
It is so good.
Yeah, a couple of my friends have been recommending it to me, and I just have not gone around to it. But now I'm really gonna go look for it.
Yeah, I'm really sad that it ended. But I remember when that happened, and that was like it definitely. Ah! Oh no! I just dropped my phone charger on the ground. No, it's fine. It's all good. It's casual.
Leave but that yeah, in, no,
Andrew. It's a good.
I'm leaving all this in. You know, even everything. It's just all staying.
Even the long bouts of silence.
Yeah.
Even the 15 minutes I spent trying to reset my router.
Oh yeah, that's definitely in.
Andrew, what's your saddest headcanon? Give us your feels.
Oh, I think.
Unless it involves alcohol, you can stop that now.
I think Nintendo's dead.
No!
He went to Magic Can't.
This game is.
He went to Magic Can't Heaven, and that's when the game ends.
Wait, so are you saying that he dies when he activates the XX stone, like it kills him?
Yeah.
And then he goes to Magic Can't Heaven?
Yeah. And
then everything else is just like the lost purgatory. That like.
It's just a fever dream.
He's trying to cope with being dead.
Yes.
Mother 3 was a coma from Chapter 6 on because Lucas lost consciousness and never woke up. There.
Oh no. Oh no. You can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs.
Well, I mean,
Don't believe me, I was kidding, I'm sorry.
Dying runs in Lucas's family, so.
Oh no!
That's. I mean, high five digitally. That was perfect.
Don't laugh, it's not funny, it's sad.
Oh man.
If you laugh, you're a terrible person.
I'm a terrible person!
I'm fine with that. Like, that's a title I can live with.
Have both of your ranks changed to terrible person.
No, I like my what is dad rank. That's my legacy.
Yeah, what is dad is excellent.
Sorry, I'll make it the alt text for your avatar.
Yeah, alt text request.
Terrible person.
You can't make an omelet without cracking some eggs.
Oh god.
Rest in peace, Lucas.
So yeah,
I was going to bring up a little happier Mother 1 headcanon, but now you ruined it.
No, I think we're doing good. I think this is a perfect tonal shift. Yeah.
I also feel like I've kind of taken over the whole headcanon thing because I've done it for so long. So if you guys want to,
let
say
me
your
pull
piece,
up a theory
go ahead.
from. There were theories I just realized that are probably still in my inbox. From back when. Oh man, it's gonna take some searching.
Soul searching?
Where is.
For Lucas's dead soul?
No, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to find. There were theories back when Bozo, was doing. Theories via the radio PSI.
Mm-hmm.
And so, somewhere, somehow, I'm sure there's gotta be some sort of. There's gotta be some.
No one has ever theorized about EarthBound ever.
No one has ever theorized about EarthBound ever.
I'm
trying to
never
find.
even played it.
I gotta scroll through like tons and tons of emails. Oh, good. Oh no. Oh no. I found some old radio PSI stuff in here. It's a recording of when Cyan was doing the karaoke. I'll send it to you after. It was Cyan. I sent him. I whipped my hair back and forth. And he tried his best to karaoke to it, having never heard the song before.
Oh God.
That's some good stuff. Oh, but I found a theory. So, there's the man in... Where's this? This is a theory. I think that the thing was, what is the arms dealer in Threed? Like, what was his backstory? And this is from October 16th, 2011. So this, I think, was actually before even Jeff's Greatest Adventure. The man in Threed was formerly a drug dealer by the name of Cutlip. He was the largest crack dealer in Eagleland. He paid the cops to look the other way, and he had a huge mafia. But one day, he couldn't kill anymore. He just couldn't do it. He tried so hard, but he had to quit. He became a new man. He started a science foundation called McPhillips and engineered new types of weapons for the good of the people. After Belch turned his lab into a factory, he smuggled all the weapons he could out of the factory and gave them to everyone he could before Belch found him. This included kids, too. He died a hero at the age of 46.
Whoa.
Aw.
That's actually interesting.
At least he went out strong.
There's a theory about Super Buddha.
Okay, I have a question about these theories. Why does every theory involve someone dying?
I don't know.
This is a very good question. You people have an obsession with death. It's unhealthy.
Where's this? Oh man, Saturn's theory. Wait. Oh man, this is... What are the Mr. Saturns was the theory. And this was also back in 2011, in November 12th. And Bozo asked what the Mr. Saturns were, where they came from, stuff like that. So, I sent... And this is also context in the Radio PSI chat, even way back then, but still now. There was a bot called Clumsy Robot that picked up... what people said and then constructed sentences. So the theory on what the Saturns are was as follows. The Saturns are you, bozo. They're you and they're from New York. We found proof this time. It's time to stand down.
Oh my gosh!
And now a word from Clumsy Robot giving more insight. And then there's this like screenshot of this conversation I had with MetaTiny. Clumsy Robot said, so long as the humans are, that the company failed poorly, didn't know what the Saturns. They are the Saturns, and where did they? Did the Saturns are. Me erring on the Saturns are. Where did the Saturns are? People of the Saturns are. Who are the Saturns are? Who conventions at the Saturns are? Oh, I already have to hit the Saturns. You are what the Saturns are. I imagine the Saturns of origin? New York?
Oh my gosh.
And then I put, this could be potentially dangerous. To those listening, Grand Poobah Bozo must be stopped before the world ends.
So, it's confirmed that Mr. Saturns are all from New York.
Well, where do you think they're from if they're not from New York? You can order a pizza from Saturn Valley, and you can order a pizza in New York.
Obviously they're from Italy. Duh.
Oh man, they're from Naples. They have good taste in pizza.
They abhor pineapples on pizza.
There's also there's a theory that I sent Bozo about the spring, about what's in the spring that causes the coffee break.
Oh God.
I apparently sent him a theory. This was like This was in January 2012. I sent him a theory that it's not a spring at all. It's their peeing hole.
Oh my god. Oh god. Why would you do this?
Oh man.
I'm never gonna look at that spring the same way again.
Okay, let me read this out loud. I have not seen this since I sent it 4 years ago, so here we go. So I really want to tell you what's in the spring, but it's really kind of gross. Fine, I'll tell you. That's not a spring. That's their peeing hole. No, really. That's not water you're bathing in. That's Saturn urine. You see, the coffee station is very well used, and so the Saturns tend to pee a lot. The coffee also keeps them nice and hydrated, so the spring isn't yellow. Apparently, Saturn pee contains herbal extracts that, when mixed with warm water, create a soothing, refreshing feeling while soaking in it. See, now you wish I'd never told you, huh? I told you so.
Yes, I did. Oh god.
So is that a theory or is that a headcanon?
That's a headcanon.
That's a headcanon, but take it as you will. You can keep that headcanon if you want.
I wanted to bring up another like really fun headcanon that I actually talked with some of my Twitter friends about.
Yeah.
Regarding Maria's magic hand. I have my personal headcanon for Maria's magic hand is that everyone in Magic Hand, all the Magic Hand citizens, are actually her projection of her childhood friends.
Ooh.
Yeah, including the swimming cats. The swimming cats are like neighborhood cats that she used to play with when she was a kid.
Huh. That's really interesting. I'd never thought about it like that, but it makes sense because the magic hand that you create is based on...
I just assume they're all dead. Like Nintendo.
Andrew, you ruined all my headcanons.
Oh, man. I'm trying to scroll through and see if
honestly,
I have any new theories.
I mean, at this point, technically they probably are, because Maria is also dead and really old. They're all probably either really old or dead.
Hey, we don't age shame here.
Wait, what?
I found the email account that I used to send to all of this stuff. Not from, to. Okay, so I found all of my theories.
Oh god. I'm scared.
This is how Duster got his limp. Scotty Smalls, Duster, moved to a new neighborhood with his mom and stepdad and wanted to learn to play baseball. The neighborhood baseball guru Rodriguez took Smalls, Duster, under his wing, and soon he's part of local baseball buddies. They fall into adventures involving baseball, treehouse sleep-ins, the desirous lifeguard at the local pool, the snooty rival ball team, and the Ruth signature baseball over... and the traveling fair. But one day, Duster knocked his stepdad's prized Babe Ruth signature baseball over into the beast's lair. After many creative attempts, Duster put on his Nike shoes and jumped the fence.
Oh my god.
He grabbed the ball in a cool fashion, and the beast bit his leg. Then he jumped over the fence, tripped, and broke his bitten leg. And that's why he has his limp. I literally just took the synopsis of The Sandlot. And I threw Duster's name into it.
Wow. That's beautiful.
There's one about the sesame seeds that's literally just the Fellowship of the Ring.
What?
An ancient artifact that lost for centuries has been found, and through a strange twist in fate has been given to a small sesame seed named Foro. When the wise Seedolf discovers the artifact is in fact the one artifact of the Dark Lord Mani Mani, Foro must make an epic quest to the desert in order to destroy it. However, he does not go alone. He is joined by Seedolf, Armilis, Griu, Angorn, Bomar, and his 3 friends Gladdy, Pippi, and Samwise. Through mountains, snow, darkness, forests, rivers, and plains, facing evil and danger at every corner, the Brotherhood of the Artifact must go. Their quest to destroy the one artifact is the only hope for the end of the Dark Lord's reign. Sadly, though, the artifact makes them fight all over it, and then they lost it. Since then, they've blamed it all on each other.
Wait, what was this a theory of?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be about the art of the. It's supposed to be
the sesame seeds.
The sesame seeds and the Mani Mani statue.
I'm so confused.
But it's just the Fellowship of the Ring.
What have you guys been doing before I joined?
Ness's dad is actually the Godfather. Is one.
I like that.
But it just goes through the entire synopsis of The Godfather.
Ness's dad can be a mafia boss. That's not out of the question. That's not out of the question.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's. I think
You see all that money you have at the end of the game?
Of all the plausible jobs, like mafia is pretty high on the list.
Oh, there was a question about Paula's dad. What does Paula's dad do? I know him personally. He worked as an FBI agent. I recorded records of his missions, actually. This log is no longer classified, so I'll simplify it as much as I can. Otherwise, you'd get minute-by-minute activity, and it would go for hours. Jim Polestar was sent to Prague for a mission to prevent the theft of classified material. His trusted partner Joe Phelps and Joe's wife Claire were members of his team. Unfortunately, something went horribly wrong and the mission failed, leaving Jim the lone survivor. After he reported the failed mission, Catrid, the head of the agency, suspected Jim of being the culprit for the failed mission. Now Jim uses unorthodox methods, which includes... Oh, wait. Sorry, my phone screen turned off. Which includes the aid of an arms dealer going by the name Manny. Try to find who set him up and to clear his name. I still help him from time to time, but it seems like his mission is unachievable. So now you know. That is the synopsis for Mission Impossible.
Well, now I know how I'm going to make my next theory.
So that's...
It's kind of like how I name most of my songs with Wikipedia's random page button.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I mean, that's... We covered theories, we covered headcanons, we covered the difference between the two. We did fan art of the week and mailbag. Is that pretty much it? Like, is that
I
our
think
agenda?
it is. We're just spitballing.
I do want to make one note here. If anyone has a headcanon, do not be afraid of what other people say in regards to your headcanon. Because a lot of the time, people are nervous to talk about their headcanons in fear of other people shooting them down and saying, no, that's not canon. Well, that's the point, people. Headcanons are not canon. You do not treat them as such.
But Ninten's totally an alcoholic.